I welcome all of you at an amazing platform Extramarks. I hope that you all are doing really well, isn't it so? So in today's session, we are going to discuss all important questions from the chapter Human Reproduction. So this chapter is very important for the NEET examination. So we are going to discuss all important questions from this chapter, right? Okay, and also one more important thing. See, the more you practice questions, more will be the confidence, right? And higher will be the chances that you are going to get mostly questions correct. And decent score in the NEET examination will be there. And I want you all to let know that there is a special test series which is called as Open Test Series. In those test series, you will be getting all decent high rigor questions which are asked in the NEET exam, right? Similar to the NEET exam. So I want everyone to please go in the comment section. There is a link. Just press at that link and just go through the open test series, right? And practice more and more questions and increase your chance of getting selected in the NEET examination. So now moving ahead. So we are going to have all important questions from the chapter Human Reproduction. So before that, I just want to let you know how many questions are being asked from different topics in different years. So let's have a look. So you can see here in Human Reproduction chapter, you can see human male reproductive system, female reproductive system, gametogenesis, menstrual cycle, fertilization and implantation, pregnancy and embryonic development, parturition and lactation. All of these topics are there, right? And you can see maximum questions are being asked from the gametogenesis topic. In 2022, 3 questions were being asked, right? And in 2024, 2 questions. Similarly, 2025, you can say that male reproductive system, from this topic, 1 question was there. From menstrual cycle, 2 questions were there. And 1 question from fertilization and implantation, and 1 question from pregnancy and embryonic development. So this is, you can say, that the trend which we can see in the previous 5 years, right? Now let's practice all those questions one by one, starting with the first topic, male reproductive system champions, right? So male reproductive system, a question was asked in 2016, right? You can see here, which of the following depicts the correct pathway of the transport of sperm? Sperm is male gamete, right? Always it is going to be haploid, isn't it? And how it is basically being formed in the testes and from where it is passed to outside. What is the correct path? So this is being asked in the question. So we know that retate testis is there, then the sperm passes to the efferent ductules, then it passes to the epididymis, and finally vas deferens, right? And to the ejaculatory duct, urethra, it goes out. Right. So the correct answer of this particular question will be option A. And I'll give you a trick also. I had told in classes several times. You can have this REEV. This is the correct path, right? Retate testis, efferent duct, efferent ductules, then epididymis, and then vas deferens. This is the correct path. And you can see the question. Correct answer will be option A. Moving ahead now with the next question. This is next question on your screen. Question is, spot the odd one out from the following structures with reference to the male reproductive system, right? So you can see here option A, retate testis, B, epididymis, C, vasa efferentia, and D, gametogenesis. Champions, you all can see these 3 structures are of male reproductive organ, right? Retate testis is there in testes, right? Even epididymis, vasa efferentia is there in male reproductive system. Gametogenesis is the odd one out. Gametogenesis is basically the process of formation of gamete, right? So in case of male, it will be spermatogenesis, sperm formation, and in case of female, it is oogenesis, right? The female gamete formation. The process is oogenesis, right? So this is odd. All of these are structures of male reproductive system, right, that are there. Moving ahead with the next question. Now this question was asked this year only. in the NEET 2025, right? And again I'm saying, more you practice, more you will be having the confidence and higher will be the chances that you are getting a decent score in the NEET examination. And for that reason, we all are here. All the expert faculties you people will be getting, and we are going to discuss important questions, all the subjects, topic wise, right? And all of these important questions will be very, very, very important for the practicing purpose for the NEET examination, right? So you can have, similarly, I'll say you one more thing, that open test series is there. So you can have the open test series. The link is there in the description. So you can go with that link and you can practice more and more question, right? You can see now the question. Question is asked in NEET 2025. Match list 1 with list 2. Now there is list 1 PQRS, list 2 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you all can see here that head, basically head is containing the genetic material, isn't it so? So P will go with 4. Middle piece, basically it contains mitochondria, and there only energy formation happens, right? So energy is being formed in the mitochondria and it is a source of energy for sperm. So you can see middle piece energy, right? Acrosome basically contains certain enzymes which helps the sperm to enter into the egg. So correct answer of R will be first. Tail basically help in the swimming, facilitates the sperm motility. So S will go with 2. So P is, you can see here, P is going with 4. P is 4 only in this and in this, right? So we can eliminate these two options, right? Then you can say Q is going with 3. Q is going with 3 in both of them. Then R is going with 1. R is going 1 only in this. Here it is 2. So this is also eliminated. Correct answer then you will get S is also going with 2. So correct answer is option A. Right? Moving ahead, champions, this is the next question on your screen. So moving ahead, the next question will be from the topic female reproductive system, right? From here, many questions are being asked. Let's have the first question. Question is, the ovaries. Ovaries are basically the female gonad, where you can see that the oogenesis is happening and the hormones, the female sex hormones are basically being secreted in ovaries. Testosterone, progesterone, right? So the ovaries are located one on each side of the lower abdomen and is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by. And you can see the options. A is ligament, B is tendon, C is loose connective tissue, and D is dense irregular connective tissue. Now you know that when we talk about female reproductive system, here you see the ovary is basically connected to the uterus with the help of what? Ligament, ovarian ligament. So correct answer will be option A. This also we have discussed in classes, right? So moving ahead with the next question, question number 5. This is again very important. This is from the mammary glands, right? Mammary glands, you know, it is an integrated part of female reproductive system, right? So mammary glands, from that part you can see milk is secreted from the cells of alveoli of mammary lobes, reaches nipple through lactiferous duct, which is denoted by L. Then mammary duct, which is denoted by M. Then mammary tubule, which is denoted by T. And then finally ampulla, which is denoted by A. In the following order. Now you have to tell from where firstly milk comes and where it is going, the correct path, right? So you know, firstly here as per the coding it is given L, M, T, A. Firstly you know, okay, so lactiferous duct, mammary duct. Okay, so finally let's understand the correct order completely, right? If you see the correct order, you'll start with the tubules, right? You know, tubules, the milk firstly comes through the cells of alveoli to the tubules. So tubules will be there, right? Thereafter it passes to the mammary duct. Tubules is denoted by T, then mammary duct is denoted by M. Then it passes to ampulla, and all of them together forms the lactiferous duct, right? So ampulla and then lactiferous duct. So it will be T, TMAL. So the correct answer you can see here is option A, TMAL, right? Moving ahead with the next question. Now this is a matching kind of question. In the NEET examination you can find different types of questions, assertion reason kind of question, statement based question, and then you will find like matching kind of question like this, right? Multiple statement based questions. So all of these questions you people will be well versed only when you practice more and more questions, right? And for the same we have designed, as I told you, we have designed open test series, and link is there in the description. Just go with that link and practice more and more question. As I told you, higher the practice of questions, different kind of questions, higher will be the chances of your selection, right? You will be very much confident and you will get a decent score in the NEET examination. So all the very best. Just go in the link, just click and just practice all of those questions, right? See this question now, matching we have to do. Now here list 1 is there, A, P, Q, R, S. List 1 includes all the structures of female external genitalia, and list 2 is having the features, right? Now you can see here that here the mons pubis, clitoris, hymen and labia majora, right? Now labia majora is basically always present outwards, right? You can see here, firstly just go with the easiest one. You can just go with the easiest one. So basically hymen, what is it? It is basically a thin membrane like structure covering the vaginal opening. So R will go with 4. Where R is going with 4? You can get the answer just by this. R is going with 4 only in option A. See, in all other options R is going with 2, 1, 3. See, this is the best way. If you are getting the easiest one, just go with that, match the options. Mostly chances are there you will get the eliminated, most options will get eliminated. Even if not, go with the other, right? Now I'm going with the other. Now let's talk about clitoris. So what is basically clitoris? Clitoris is a tiny finger-like structure above the labia minora. So this is, Q is going with 3, right? What is this mons pubis? Mons pubis is basically a fatty cushion of cells covered by skin and hair. So P is going with 2. And labia majora. Labia majora is basically a fleshy fold of tissue covering completely the vaginal opening. So it is the biggest complete layer, right? So labia majora is there, then labia minora is there, then vaginal opening, clitoris, and then mons pubis. We have studied this in classes also. So the correct answer will be option A. Moving ahead now with the next topic. Next topic is gametogenesis, the formation of gametes in males and females. In males it is called as spermatogenesis. In case of female it is called as oogenesis. So we have studied the complete processes in the classes. So here we are going to discuss the important questions. Now please see this question. From the topic gametogenesis, question is, which of the following events induces the completion of meiotic division of the secondary oocyte? Now, when the completion of meiotic division is going to happen of secondary oocyte? Only when the sperm enters into the secondary oocyte, then it is going to be completed. And here in options you can see rupture of Graafian follicle, no. Rupture of Graafian follicle happens when the LH, luteinizing hormone, is at the 14th or 15th day of the month. So this cannot be the answer. Formation of primary follicle, not at all. Post-fertilization, no. Only the completion of meiotic division when basically happens when the sperm enters into secondary oocyte. So correct answer will be option C. Moving on, this is again an important question. Now you have to see, find out A, B, C, D and E respectively, right? Now you can see hypothalamus, gonadotropin releasing hormone, acts on the anterior pituitary, then 2 hormones are being released. Which 2 hormones are being released? You can see here, A is basically LH, you can say ICSH, right? Then what is this C? C is FSH, right? Then it is going to act on whom? A is going to act on interstitial cell, right? Or leading cells you can say. Interstitial cells. right? And then this FSH is going to act on, FSH is always going to act on Sertoli cells, right? Then again, thereafter inhibin and another hormone is being released. What is that? AMH. And that is going to stimulate the spermatogenesis. So which option is being correct here accordingly? You can, if option here is LH also, that is also correct. So LH, ICSH, A, LH and ICHS you can see in 3 options, so neglect the option A, eliminate this. Then you can see B, B should be always interstitial cells or leading cells. So these 2 are there, so this is also eliminated, right? This was already eliminated. Then go with C, C is FSH, C is FSH in both of them. Then go with D, D is Sertoli cell, D is Sertoli cell in both of them. And then E is here AMH, only in this option. It should be not AMH, it should be ABP. The correct answer should be ABP. Right? So accordingly, if you go, this is the correct option, option D, right? Moving ahead now, yes, option D is the correct one. This is next question. The process of transformation of spermatids to sperms is called, options you can see, spermiation, spermatogenesis, spermiogenesis and gametogenesis. So see, basically spermiation is what? When the spermatozoa are released outside the seminiferous tubule. So that is spermiation, right? Spermatogenesis is the formation of gamete, male gamete. Gametogenesis is the formation of gamete, the common process, right? Now, spermiogenesis is basically the process when the spermatids are transformed into spermatozoa, sperm. The correct answer will be option C. Moving ahead now, you can see question number 10. Read the following statements. These are the statements, and then it is asked how many statements are correct. Now you all can see here, champions, process of formation of mature female gamete is called oogenesis, okay. Then you can see here, this is correct only, yes. Then you can see at puberty, 60 to 80 thousands of the primary follicles are left in each ovary, okay. No oogonia are formed or added after the birth in a female, okay. And process of gametogenesis begins in female at puberty. This is absolutely wrong. In case of female, the process of gamete formation starts in the embryonic stage itself. Embryonic stage itself. So this is wrong, and all of these are correct. So how many statements are correct? 1, 2 and 3. So you have to go with 3 statements. Right? Moving ahead, okay, this is the next question. The spermatogonia undergo division to produce sperms by the process of spermatogenesis. Choose the correct one with reference to the above sentence. Okay, so spermatogonia basically undergoes division to produce sperm by the process of spermatogenesis. Now you have to select the correct one. Spermatogonia have 46 chromosomes and always undergo meiotic division, okay. Moving ahead, next statement, primary spermatocytes divide by the mitotic division. Here question is spermatogonia undergo division to produce sperm. Basically when this is happening, remember the secondary spermatocyte is there which basically already undergone meiosis. So it was having 23 chromosomes, right? So secondary spermatocytes which are having 23 chromosomes, they undergo second meiotic division, right? Then you can say this will be the correct statement, right? With reference to this. So here you can see in option C it is there. Secondary spermatocytes have 23 chromosomes and undergo second meiotic division. This is the correct statement with reference to the above statement. Moving ahead with the next topic, which is menstrual cycle, right? This is a question. C in the below mentioned figure represents. So you can see A, B, C. So what is this C is representing? We know we have divided the menstrual cycle into 4 phases, right? Menstrual phase is there, follicular phase is there, which is also called proliferative phase, when the follicles are being developed, primary, secondary, tertiary follicles, right? And then there is ovulatory phase on 14th or 15th day. The Graafian follicle ruptures when the LH is at the peak, and then when it ruptures, the Graafian follicle basically ruptures, and egg, the secondary oocyte, is being released out, and the remnants, the remainings, are converted into corpus luteum, which releases the progesterone, right? Now, so what is this C, which is at the peak at the mid of the month? This is LH, luteinizing hormone. So luteinizing hormone is basically there in option A. A is luteinizing hormone. Moving on to the next question. Now this question, champions, what this question was asked in NEET 2020. Question is, which of the following hormone levels will cause release of ovum, ovulation, from the Graafian follicle? Options you can see here. A, low concentration of luteinizing hormone, low concentration of follicular stimulating hormone, high concentration of estrogen, and high concentration of progesterone. Now here you can see the hormone which will release, which will cause the release of ovum from the Graafian follicle will be either, if the options were, higher the level of LH or high concentration of estrogen. This is the correct answer, right? Here you can see C will be the correct answer. Moving ahead with the next question. The layer of wall of uterus that undergoes cyclic changes during the reproductive cycle. So you know the uterus is having, the uterine wall is having 3 layers. The inner layer is the one which goes cyclic changes. This inner layer is called as endometrium, right? And then you will find the middle layer is basically myometrium, and the outer layer is basically called as perimetrium. These are the uterine layers. Endometrium is the one which basically goes cyclic changes during the menstrual cycle, and endometrium is the one which also acts a layer where implantation is going to happen, right? The attachment is going to happen and further pregnancy proceeds. The correct answer is this, option D, endometrium. This cannot be the answer. This mesoderm, how it can be the answer? Mesoderm is a germinal layer, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. So this cannot be the, definitely not be the answer. Endothelium, not at all, right? So correct answer is endometrium. Moving ahead with the next question. Now this is a matching kind of a question. You have to match column A with column B. Here PQRS, you can see different phases of menstrual cycle is there. Menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulatory phase, and luteal phase. Then in B you can see corpus luteum, breakdown of endometrium, fully mature Graafian follicle, fully mature Graafian follicle. Now please, you can see here the correct answer for this. One by one, let's match it, right? The P, basically menstrual phase, in this what is going to happen? The endometrium lining is shattered, it is going to break down. So rupturing of the endometrium lining, which is breakdown of endometrium lining, is option 2. So P is going with 2. Then you can see here follicular phase. Follicular phase is basically what is happening, the follicles are being formed. Primary follicle, then more layer of granulosa cells are added, secondary follicle, then tertiary follicle, and finally the Graafian follicle, right? So follicular phase may finally a mature Graafian follicle is being formed. So here this will go with follicular phase will go with option 3. Then ovulatory phase, what is basically going to happen? Ovulatory phase, in ovulatory phase you will see the Graafian, the fully mature Graafian follicle is basically going to rupture. It is going to rupture, it is going to break down, and then after the breakdown of this, the secondary oocyte is released out. This process is ovulation, right? So R will go with 4, and in luteal phase, the remainings of, once the, like here see, once the secondary oocyte is released, the remainings are converted into corpus luteum. That corpus luteum is going to release progesterone, and that progesterone will revive the endometrium lining again. So luteal phase, here corpus luteum. So you can see P is going with 2, Q is going with 4, R is going with, Q is going with not 4, it is going with 3. R is going with 4 and S is going with 1. Right? So 2, 3, 4, 1 is there. 2, 3, 4, 1 is there in option C, champions. Right? Moving ahead, champions. All right. This is the next topic, fertilization and implantation. Right? As I told you, champions, we all are there for all of you. We all will make sure that you all are going to practice more and more question, different variety of question, and that will boost your confidence, right? And if your confidence is boosted, if you people are clear with all the topics, all variety of questions, you people are going to definitely get very decent score in the upcoming NEET exam. We all wish you all the very best for the NEET examination. Just make sure that you people are putting your best, and we all are there for all of you. And here, for that, to excel your preparation, again, I am saying there is a special open test series. Link is there in the description. Go with that. Practice more and more questions, right? And boost your confidence. Moving ahead with this topic, fertilization and implantation. Again, you can see a matching kind of a question is there. So it's again a direct question. Trophoblast, cleavage, inner cell mass and implantation. So here you can see trophoblast is basically the outer layer of the blastocyst attached to the endometrium. So this will go with 3. Then cleavage is what? Basically it is the mitotic division. The number of cells are increases, right? They are going to increase. So mitotic division of zygote leads to increase in number of cells, that is cleavage. Then inner cell mass. What is inner cell mass? It is basically the group of cells that will differentiate as embryo. So C will go with 2. And what is implantation? It is the attachment, right? Attachment or embedding of the blastocyst to the inner wall of the uterus, which is endometrium. So this will go with 1. So A is going with 3, B is going with 4, C is going with 2 and D is going with 1. That is only there in option B here. Let's see. Yes. Moving ahead with the next question. This is the next question. Acrosomal reaction of the sperm occurs due to. When the acrosomal reaction is going to happen, again direct, when it will contact with the zona pellucida layer of the ovum. This is the direct question, isn't it? This is the next question. The finger-like projections produced by the trophoblast after implantation are known as. The finger-like projections are basically known as chorionic villi. Right? Moving ahead now. Next topic, pregnancy and embryonic development. This is the question. After implantation, embryo or the inner cell mass is differentiated into dash layer. It will be differentiated into 3 layers. Ectoderm, which is the outermost layer, then mesoderm, which is the middle layer, and then endoderm, which is the innermost layer. Now the stage in which these 3 different layers, germinal layers are visible, this is basically the gastrula stage. And the process of formation of gastrula is gastrulation. So that we will go with option 3. Ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Right? Moving ahead with the next question, champions. This is the question from the topic parturition and lactation. The question is, colostrum is rich in dash that provides natural passive immunity to the newborn. See, in the initial days, you will find the yellowish color milk is being produced by the mother, which contains an antibody, which is very, very, very important. The antibody which the colostrum is having is IgA. And this provides the immunity in the newborn baby. That's the reason it is said that the newly born baby should get the milk of mother only, right, in the initial days. So here, IgA is the correct answer, immunoglobulin A. Apart from immunoglobulin A, how many other types of immunoglobulins, antibodies are there? We have studied this in class, you know, I had given you a trick. IgG is there, IgA is there, IgM is there, IgD, immunoglobulin D, and immunoglobulin A. So I'll say you, the Ig is immunoglobulin and these GAMDE is there. So just remember this, GAMDE, GAMDE, right? Immunoglobulin G, A, M, D, E, and this one is there in the colostrum, which provides immunity to the newborn baby. Moving ahead now with the next question. Which of the following hormones are responsible for milk production and its ejection? Now, basically for milk production and the ejection, for milk production prolactin is required, PRL, yes, PRL is required. Nowhere you will find PRL, only in the option C you will get. And for the ejection, oxytocin is there. The correct answer is option C. Moving ahead finally to the next question. Question is a fill-up kind of question. Now, fetal ejection reflex originates from the fully developed, basically fully developed fetus is going to give signals. It is going to give signals, right? And it is going to give signals, not only fetus, placenta also. It is going to give signals to the mother. And then it triggers the release of an hormone called oxytocin. And from where the oxytocin is being released? It is released from the maternal pituitary, from the mother pituitary, maternal pituitary, right? So here you can see fetus and placenta, right? These are going to originate the fetal ejection reflex. Fetus, placenta, oxytocin and maternal pituitary is there, and only option B, right? Moving ahead with the next, there is a competency based question for all of you. Now in the CBSE examination also, you can see competency based questions are asked. So there is a competency based questions here from different topics. Questions like from different topics this question will be there, right? So here you can see, consider the following. A, the reductive division for the human female gametogenesis starts earlier than that of the male gametogenesis. Okay, this is absolutely correct. Then the gap between the first meiotic division and the second meiotic division is much shorter for males as compared to females. This is again correct. The first polar body is associated with the formation of primary oocyte. No, not at all. LH, which is luteinizing hormone, surge leads to disintegration of endometrium and onset of the menstrual bleeding. This is again wrong. Okay? So you can see here तीन ही क्वेश्चन एकदम यहाँ पर ऑप्शन सही है, A, B and only two, A and B. So A and B are correct here. So यहाँ पर you can see option A is the correct answer, right? So with this we are done. Thank you so much everyone, and once again I'll say you have to practice more and more questions. For that, expert faculties from Extramarks will be always there for all of you for the help, and higher the number of questions you all are going to practice, higher is the chances that you are going to get a very decent rank in the NEET examination, and for that we all are here. So just go in the comment, check, there is a link of open test series, go with that and practice more and more questions. These questions will be there across all the subjects: physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, and in all of these subjects, different topics, you will get all the questions, right? All the very best. See you all in the next revision session. Thank you.